Allrecipes member Deb has just one word for this Black Forest cake: impressive. She says that she made it for her husband's birthday party and it was a hit all around, adding, "I appreciate from scratch baking and those who still do it." Begin by preheating the oven to 350 degrees. Place a medium-sized mixing bowl into the freezer. We'll be using it later to whip cream. Next, grease 2 9-inch round cake pans. Then flour them. Line the bottom of each pan with a 9-inch circle of parchment or waxed paper. Place 2 1/8 cups of flour into a mixing bowl. That's 2 cups plus 2 tablespoons. Add 2 cups of sugar, 3/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Stir these ingredients together until they're combined well. Transfer the dry ingredients to the bowl of a stand mixer. Then add 3 eggs, 1 cup of milk, half a cup of vegetable oil, and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Beat the batter until it's well blended. Divide the batter evenly between the 2 prepared cake pans. Place them in the oven and bake the cake layers for about 35 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center of the cake comes out clean. Cool them on wire racks for about 10 minutes. Use a knife to loosen the edges of each cake layer. Invert them onto a cooling rack. While the cake layers are cooling, we'll make the cherry topping. Drain 2 20-ounce cans of pitted sour cherries. Reserve half a cup of the cherry juice. Place the cherries in a 2-quart saucepan, along with the reserved half cup of juice, 1 cup of sugar, and 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Cook and stir this mixture over low heat until it thickens. Stir in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Remove the pan from the heat. Set it aside and cool the topping completely. Once the cake layers and the cherry filling have cooled thoroughly, we can make the whipped frosting. Remove the chilled mixing bowl from the freezer and pour in 3 cups of chilled heavy whipping cream. Add 1/3 cup of confectioner's sugar. Then beat the cream and sugar with an electric mixer at high speed until stiff peaks of whipped cream form. Remove 1½ cups of the whipped frosting to another bowl and set it aside. And now it's time to assemble the masterpiece. Remove the parchment paper from the bottoms of the cakes. Next, using a long serrated knife, split each layer in half horizontally. You will now have 4 layers. Crumble one of the layers into a small bowl and set it aside for now. Gently brush the loose crumbs from each cake layer. Place one of the layers on a cake plate. Spread the layer with 1 cup of the whipped frosting. Then top it with 3/4 of a cup of the cherry topping. Add the second cake layer. Repeat with a layer of 1 cup of the whipped frosting and the cherry topping. Top it with the third cake layer. Spread the whipped frosting on the side of the cake all around. Pat the reserved cake crumbs onto the side of the cake. Next, fill a pastry bag fitted with a star decorator tip with the reserved whipped frosting. Pipe the whipped frosting around the bottom edge of the cake. Then, pipe cream around the top edge. Finally, carefully spoon the remaining cherry topping onto the top of the cake. There, perfect! Isn't she pretty? As Allrecipes member Trishy says, this Black Forest cake is a delightfully delicious, decadent dessert.